Well, time now for the Day in Sport with Darren Mara. And Daz, the Wallabies coach names his squad for the Bledisloe Cup.
He does, Tomo. Good evening. Fingers crossed. Michael Cheika remains upbeat about Australia's chances despite being forced to make some changes. Reece Hodge starts at outside centre while Tom Robertson comes in for Scott Seo. Captain Michael Hooper and Dane Haylett-Petty have both overcome knee injuries.
The Wallabies are out to end their miserable run against New Zealand, and that means making home advantage count.
When the crowd gets behind them, it only adds to the mix. It makes it a tough place to play. And we love playing in Sydney. I love playing in Australia, full stop.
And the Wallabies won't be underestimated by the All Blacks.
You can get caught up in the past, or you look and focus on what's happening right now. And I think Australia are a better side than some people give them credit for.
Despite history pointing to an All Blacks victory here on Saturday night, Cheika believes Australia is ready to give as good as it gets.
And that's what we've been training hard on. Not as much about the overall game as when those key moments come. And they're going to try and put us under a heap of pressure, obviously, because of the history of game one here the last 2 years, and early on in particular. And we've got to be very resilient and come back with plenty of our own.
Many current Wallabies were still at school the last time Australia won the Bledisloe in 2002, but they're hoping it doesn't get that close.
In a version of that somewhere in my past as a junior, but obviously hopefully we've got the job done and we're not relying on one kick towards the end of the game.
The Wallaroos take on New Zealand before the Wallabies match in a historic double-header, and the hope is that will continue.
I don't see any reason why these can't be regular fixtures all the time, and so they should be.
John Baldock, SBS World News.
Collingwood coach Nathan Buckley admits his side is still fighting to secure a place in the AFL finals. The Magpies have dropped out of the top four after 2 losses in their past 4 matches. They face Port Adelaide at the MCG on Saturday. The Power sit in 8th position, 1 win behind Collingwood.
We don't want to leave anything in the tank. You don't want to be looking back saying what if. So the challenge for us is to realise that take that mentality into every week.
Collingwood is hoping midfielder Adam Treloar will return for the finals. In NRL news, Sea Eagles coach Trent Barrett's departure from the club is expected to be confirmed in the coming days. It's understood he's handed in his resignation and is negotiating a payout with Manly CEO Lyle Gorman. Barrett says he can't answer questions about his future because of legal reasons.
How can you expect the fans to turn up and pay their hard-earned money when the club won't tell them what's going on?
Yeah, you'd have to ask Lyle and the club.
We have, but he won't talk. No one will talk. No one will say anything. It's a joke.
Yeah, and again, I apologise, mate. It's out of my hands.
Barrett took over as Sea Eagles coach in 2016. To tennis, and Australia's Alia Tomljanovic is on the verge of a huge upset at the Cincinnati Masters. Rain suspended play in her second round showdown with Simona Halep. Tomljanovic stretched the world number 1 to take the first set. However, Halep hit back in the second. The Romanian led 4-3 in the deciding set. Play is expected to resume tomorrow. And in the men's draw, Nick Kyrgios is at the centre of yet another controversy. The Australian admitted tanking during his second round match against Croatia's Borna Coric. Frustrated with a call, he went on to lose the second set 6-love, but Kyrgios recovered to win the match in 3 sets and advance to the round of 16. Trainer Chris Waller is confident Winx can break Black Caviar's consecutive wins record on Saturday. The champion mare will be looking to claim her 26th straight victory in a race in her honour at Royal Randwick.
We don't think she's dropped back at all, so I think it'll take a very good one to beat her.
It'll be Winx's first competitive race since April. And finally in sport, it's the program officials hope will help unearth a new wave of AFLW stars. The All Nations initiative aims to attract girls from multicultural backgrounds to play the game, and is proving to be quite a success.
It could be any suburban ground around Australia.
Because your teammate's got the ball, all right, and she's defender, what are you going to do?
And for girls like Brenda Amita, whose parents came to Australia from Uganda, playing AFL is about recognition and trying to find a sense of belonging.
I feel like it's a good program because all the girls get to come together just to showcase their talents, and they also feel like they're wanted.
And these sorts of programs allow those, particularly the girls, to have that opportunity to open it up to a sport that perhaps maybe they wouldn't have a go at, but they want to.
At stake for these participants is a place in Western Australia's AFL All-Nations side. Supporting them is a team of professionals, some who've been involved in development for decades, and they're hoping to pass on their knowledge.
Because it's still new for a lot of them, a lot of them are quite reticent, so they don't know what's available to them, they don't know what they can ask for, even just down to strapping ankles and that, you know, they don't realise they can get that sort of stuff done.
While the program's only in its third year, it's seen many of the girls recruited by state teams, with some even making it to the AFLW. In the coming weeks, several more groups around the state will attend trials before a team is selected. And while many may not make it to the final squad, they're taking away more from training than just the experience.
Yeah, just making like lifelong friends and just like being able to say, yeah, I did that.
Kyle Brown, SBS World News.
And that's the day in sport, Tommy.
Thanks very much, Darren Mara. Well, coming up next, the